Okay, guys, I gotta sit down for this one. Why? Because we're talking about ergonomic chairs. The throne of the Batcave. They are the so-called holy grail of like ergonomic seating and proper posture adjustment. But let's be honest, man, they don't come cheap. And I know our backs, our knees, our shoulders, these things are pressures, and we need to protect them because once they are gone, it's pretty tough to get them back, especially when you're over 30. How do I know this? But the thing that gets me is like some of these prices, they're almost like on a mission to just empty our wallets. I get it. When you do sit on a very well chair, you're like, wow, this thing feels comfortable. Does it feel $1,500 or $800? But when you start getting to the $300-$400, you definitely feel the difference, especially if you're coming from a $65 option like I was before. I don't know about you, but that's exactly how I felt when I was searching for a new chair for the Batcave desk setup. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Kamar Salizi. I'm a videographer / photographer, and I also run my marketing agency based out of Houston. And I love tech products. I love product reviews, desk setups, productivity. So if you like any of these type of things, hey, you're in the right place. So consider subscribing. So let me show you a chair that is classified as budget, but it might not feel like it for some of you out there, and is the Ergonomic Executive Chair by Clatina Mellet. And spoiler alert, it is one of the best deals for that price point. Just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored. This is just my honest opinion on this chair. Now, like you, I'm no stranger to spending countless of hours on my desk between designing, editing, and running my business. My chair and I have become pretty tight, and overall this Clatina Mellet is pretty dope for its price range, but it's not all sunshines and rainbows. There are a few gray clouds here and there, but we're gonna talk about later. And before I forget, I'm also gonna put the link of this chair in the description below so you go check it out. Let me wind the tape a little bit. Let me give you a context to the story. In my search for the ultimate throne to complement my desk setup, I searched and tested numerous chairs. I watched more chair reviews than I could ever admit, but one channel that stood out was BTODTV. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So one thing that they did pretty cool is that they took an in-depth look at multiple options. They bought a lot of chairs from Amazon, and surprising, the Clatina Mellet chair ranked higher than most, especially for the price point and the features that it has. And just from the consumer standpoint, most of the times we typically buy things because we think it's the best deal considering the pros and cons. And I definitely felt that because the alternative was either way too cheap or way more expensive than I wanted to spend at this moment. So their reviews convinced me to give it a go, so I pulled the trigger. I went to Amazon and I snagged mine for $239 at the time of recording this video. So if you buy it at the same price point, it might not sound like a good deal to you, but let me tell you about my nightmare scenario. So I just started working from home and I started putting together my desk setup, and I was like, okay, I think I need a chair. But then I went to look for the prices. They were way more than I wanted to spend at that moment. So I'm like, okay, let me go to Facebook Market. Let me look for budget options. So I found the $65 option from a Chinese warehouse, and poor quality and no comfort is the least that I could say about that chair. Bro, I'm telling you, I would sit down on that thing and my butt would hurt for hours. And then I'm a leaner. When I'm in a chair, I like to lean. And then I leaned back one of the days and I had a pop. I'm like, okay, that's no big deal, it's all right. Until I recorded a video to make a reel and now realized that I was leaning on the chair. I'm like, okay, this thing is like, it's another level of low, okay? And I understand, like sometimes we really don't have the budget to put towards like $100, $200 or a $400 chair, and we just gotta do with what we have. But I highly advise you, like if you are a designer, editor, or even an agency owner like myself, and you use this thing as your daily driver, like this is where you spend 8 to 12 hours, put an investment towards it. Find something, for example, in this price point that matches your budget, right? And just make the investment, man, and protect your back. That's why I wanted to try something different, something more comfortable that could give me proper support without breaking the bank. So if you go to Amazon, you notice that the Clatina comes in two versions, a fabric and a mesh back. So I went for the fabric option for this chair. I know mesh is all the rage out there, but there's something about fabric that just screams premium to me in this case. And plus, mesh chairs misadventure with the $65 chair. I was ready to have something different in my office. Okay, so let's dive into the features features. Why does this chair stand out? It's got a fully adjustable design across the board, and it's pretty impressive again for their price point, because these features, they typically come in a much higher price point. And of course, like most chairs, you can fine tune the seat height. To me, for my height, I'm about 5'6". This chair has a pretty good height to me, and I like it also because of my desk kind of sits slightly higher because of my Alex drawers. So I was pretty pleased with the max height for this chair. The other impressive thing was the seat depth, which is one of those features that I've been talking about. You typically find on a $800 plus type of a chair. So using the lever on the left hand side on the Clatina Mellet, you can adjust your seat back and forth. And one pretty cool thing is actually when you recline, your seat also pushes forward to give you a proper reclining balance and support. And talking about reclining, one thing this chair has different, instead of tilt lock, it has tilt limiter, meaning you have about 5 positions that you can set your tilt to, and it just limits to your liking. The armrests are made of this cushion material, and they can also adjust up and down, outwards and inwards, also with angle. You can basically tilt their angles, but there's something I don't like about these armrests, and I'll tell you that in a second. This chair also brings a removable lumbar support that is all adjustable by bringing it up or down. And the material, the cushion itself, is almost like a memory foam type of a material. I think one of the best things that Clatina did on this chair is make this lumbar support removable, because it could fit some body types and it could not. And the overall sit for my body type, I feel it's pretty good, it's pretty comfortable, because I feel that this could fit an even narrower person, or if you have a wider structure like me, because I typically don't like small compact chairs. Another thing that I definitely had to get with this chair, just because sometimes I do get some neck pains, is the backrest that actually tilts in tension. So not only it tilts, but it can also go up and down and adjust to your current situation or your liking. And to me, it's pretty cool because it's designed to adjust to you, not the other way around. On the other hand, it does still have great structure to improve your sitting posture. It's not all about comfort. This chair can handle up to 275 pounds of load. It can recline from 90 up to 135 degrees. And just for some of you nerds out there like me, they're gonna say, Bakaimer, you didn't talk about the assembly process. The assembly process is pretty easy as 1, 2, 3. Literally 1, 2, 3. It comes with 3 screws. Is one for each side of the backrest and one for the headrest, and that's it. It's pretty simple. In 5 minutes you can have this chair assembled. The whole seat is pretty heavy actually. All you gotta do is assemble your wheels and your seat base, and voila. I actually went ahead and changed my wheels just because I know I'm gonna be changing to hardwood floors in the near future, and I just wanted my chair to roll around smoother. And I read somewhere that those wheels don't actually scratch your floor. So, but like the saying goes, every rocky road leads to a smooth path, and every smooth path has a rocky road behind it. And that's the downside of this chair. So as a guy who likes to lean back, I found some of the locking positions a bit awkward. There are a few times that I'm fully reclined and I just want to unrecline slightly and lock that position, but the next locking position has so much tension that it almost feels like it's trying to make me sit back up, which leaving me a bit of an uncomfortable position. So I either leave my tilt lock on fully recline or none at all. Another thing is the armrest. Despite of the 3D motion, it could use a bit more flexibility. For example, a little forward and backward movement would be nice, because when it's fully reclined, it almost feels like this armrest were built for wrist support only and not elbow support. Oh, and remember that lumbar support I was telling you about? Thank God that thing is removable. Even though it's adjustable, it doesn't have much range of motion, making you feel like it sits on a very weird place on your back. So personally, I don't use it, and it's very easy to detach, and that was the first thing to go for me. The overall materials and quality for this chair are pretty good, especially the backrest. Even though it's fabric, I still do feel that it's somewhat breathable and is super flexible to me and still giving me proper support. So to me, this is definitely one of those scenarios that the pros far outweigh the cons. And not everything is perfect. Even the things that we think are perfect, I think we should always try to improve them. So to me, that's what makes the Clatina Mellet chair one of the best budget chairs for your desk setup on the $200 to $300 price point. Again, for having amazing features that typically only higher up chairs have. So remember, productivity is not just about the things on your desk, but it's also the seat under you. And as always, I hope this video was valuable. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to support your boy's channel. Thank you guys. You guys are making this channel grow. Truly grateful for you guys. Drop me suggestions what you guys want to see next, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.